Alrighty, so Sybil resistance is a large unsolved problem in the ecosystem. Sybil resistance is sock puppet resistance. Basically, how do we move the ecosystem from one token, one vote to one human, one vote? Gitcoin actually has this problem with its flagship product, Gitcoin Grants. And because of that, we've been working on this thing called Proof of Personhood Passport, which is a transportable proof of personhood identity for the Web3 space that aggregates different Sybil resistance providers in the space and provides a personhood score for each Ethereum address that uses it. And the idea is that Gitcoin Grants is actually a really great place to test these Sybil resistance tools because it does 700,000 transactions every quarter. And it's actually, you know, people know it as a public goods funding tool, but it's actually kind of a red team, blue team exercise where the good guys are finding the Sybil attackers and the red team is trying to get the funding by Sybil attacking the mechanism. So, you know, what if we could take all that we've learned with Sybil resistance and build an API that is a building block for a better internet that takes everything from one token, one vote to one human, one vote. So we can solve Sybil resistance by aggregating all the Sybil resistance mechanisms across the space. And we've got this built in the centralized platform, C platform, and I'm working with Kevin Olson, who recently joined Gitcoin Holdings as an engineering lead in order to make a DPoP, decentralized proof of personhood passport. And this is roughly what it looks like. So basically, we've got proofofpersonhood.com, which I just showed you. It's got a bunch of flowery language that inspires us all to move from one token, one vote to one human, one vote. And what we're going to do is we're going to build this little decentralized app where you can sign in with Ethereum and then you can connect your Bright ID, your proof of humanity, your Idena, your Twitter, maybe you can stake GTC on each other's identities. And from there, what you can do is you can build up your personhood score and then take that to Gitcoin Grants or take it to rabbithole.gg, or you can take it to your tip party in order to use that as a better Sybil resistance mechanism than ENS. Sorry, Austin, I know you love ENS as a Sybil resistance mechanism. In fact, maybe I'll even add a little connect ENS into this just to bring Austin's vision into the fold. So basically what this looks like here is that a React system in which we've got a connector interface that is implemented several times with different connectors, whether it's Bright ID or Proof of Humanity or anything else. And then basically that creates every time you connect your data into your identity, that creates some sort of reference on a data store, which is then plugged into an aggregator interface. And you know, the whole problem here is that I might think that Proof of Humanity is worth $50 worth of Sybil resistance and that Twitter is worth 50 cents. But maybe over at Uniswap, they think Twitter is worth $5 and Proof of Humanity is worth $5 also. So different aggregators are going to be baked into this system that boil down all of the different signals that we get into personhood scores. And then those are served up via a Solidity contract or a Proof of Personhood API, in which any web app can input an ETH address and can get back a personhood score. So this is basically a way of offering assurances to the entire ecosystem of the cost of forgery of any identity in the system. And so if I have a $5 cost of forgery, then a DApp can give me $5 worth of rewards, say like a $5 tip party can be my limit. If I have $100 worth of Sybil resistance, then I could participate into up $100 tip party or get $100 worth of matching from Gitcoin Grants. And so it's a way of scaling up the assurances that someone is actually a unique person. And this is actually one of Moonshot Collective's Q2 OKRs, is to get a working version of this proof of personhood together by July. So if anyone is interested in being involved in the build out of proof of personhood, I'm actually working with Kevin Olson in order to architect it. And you can join this Telegram channel, which I'm going to drop into the chat in order to get involved. So really excited to give this a presentation. Henry asked if I can share the mural. Yes, I absolutely can. Kevin Olson, how did I do? Anything I missed?
There's nothing for me to say, man. I'm so glad you did that.
Yeah.
Like my
But
my
I've been
whole
thinking
my
about
whole
this
world's been
problem for
trying to
like,
like get this tidal wave of Milwaukee info and energy and try to like turn that into something I can understand. So join me on this adventure.
yeah, we're gonna solve. I honestly think this is one of the most important money Legos for the next several years. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also an active problem that we have at Gitcoin Grants, at Tip Party, and so it's really there's a lot of loops of connections of value add if we can solve this problem. So join the Telegram channel if you're interested in being involved in the build.